Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold. Ooh. There we go. Did that fix the resolution? Is that good? One of the best games in the series. The lead character of the story mode has fun body horror powers. That sounds interesting. Huh.
You don't have to do anything. You do not need to poison your mind with terrible AI Konami bullshit.
I mean, you say that, but...
I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. Oh wait, it's a pull door. I was pushing. It's okay, no one's trapped.
Okay, I like that one. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I was trying to push that. Okay, yep.
Pull is up.
No! Not again! By the way, I am working on a video and I need to do some research. And there's not a ton of information about the topic out there. If anyone in here is a member of the Therian community, or is a Therianthrope, hit me up on Discord. Let me know. I want to talk to you. Not to put like in the video, but like just a chat. What's the topic? Therians. Kind of. Kira Kia, thank you so much for the tip. Oh my goodness.
I'll see if some of my friends still know Therian peoples.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Werewolves, hit up button. Kind of, yeah. There are quite a few on co-host, yeah. Can share what I have. I have read a bit, yeah. I need to talk to somebody who is one, though, about the experience of being one. I also need to know what the difference between Otherkin and Therians is. Somebody needs to explain that to me. Because all the stuff I've looked into is a bunch of Therians going, we are not Otherkin. You cannot be a Therian if you're an Otherkin. And I'm like, okay,
Well,
wait.
We seem to have a winner to the poll.
Explain.
And as the present mod attending, I have some work to do. Lime's evil.
Aww. Oh no. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where the heck were we in this video game? Wait a minute. This ain't right. Where's the last time we saved? Hang on a sec. Huh. Wait a minute. 124. No, wait. We played. Okay. We played this on February 6th. Hang on a sec. Hmm. Fresh boot. I'm gonna have a concern. Oh, is this still overclocked? I should probably run this at normal speed. That's probably fine. Okay. Hmm. 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 Would it be really sad if I lost an entire stream of progress?
Fun. What nonsense are we up to now?
That's a great question. Moon's haunted. No, wait. I think we're good. No, I think this is okay. Okay, we're in. Okay, we're in the residential area. What items do we have? I think this is okay. We got the yellow chemical from that room. Okay, we got the employee ID card. Okay. Beyond Two Holes, the shitty David Cage game. It's not called Beyond Two Holes. What is Beyond Two Holes? Is it 7 Virginias? Possibly more? Right. Wait a minute. I remember the problem here. It's the
2
flashlight.
holes? Come on, there are more holes to fill.
You know what? Sometimes there are.
3 holes fun.
I mean, I only have... Wait. Wait, how many... Now, how many do I... One, two, three. Four. Okay.
Oh yeah, 22 months of nub love.
Aw, yeah. Thank you for the 22 months, One Arm. Welcome back to the Court of Hearts, Your Majesty. I mean, okay, I've kind of got... Kind of 2. But if you're ambitious, maybe up to 5. I'm willing to experiment.
Imagine just limiting yourself to holes. There are so many surfaces on a person.
I need to play it by ear? Exactly. Ears make up 2 of them. My goodness. Alright, I think... Have I examined all of these? Kinda?
I smell something weird.
Okay. I'm willing to
I seem to
experiment,
know
sure.
where chat's collective mind is tonight. And you know what? I don't hate it, Lakala noted.
I guess I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Lucky Bunye Hu Oh.
Whoa. Whoa. Smebble, thank you so much for 7 months. Welcome back to the Court of Hearts, Your Majesty. Sounding like a great time? Jeez Louise. What am I... What? This chat. Let me tell you. Okay, I think what we did was... we went and got the... Okay, if there's a guy here...
Shall I prepare the horny jail for chat? Fun?
Okay. That might be necessary. Alright, there's a guy there, which means we gotta go back and get the data disk, the UMD, from the energy room. Okay. And then we gotta play it in the little video player. And then we get the hair clip, and then we give it to the guy. Okay. We're a little bit behind, but not that far.
If we're putting everyone in horny jail, that means streamer goes there too. Do you really want to be locked in there with us?
I'm not locked in there with you. You're locked in there with me. There it is. Okay, please remind me.
Stockade and tarts for everyone.
My goodness. Okay. So please remind me, during the course of this game, if we ever exorcise one of these ghosts, like if we ever make a ghost disappear, we must check the floor where they were. Because sometimes they just leave an item behind and the game doesn't tell me. That seems to be the case. Like most horny outbreaks, someone said something that was only like 1% sexual and it just spiraled.
With you. We're both locked in separate, but adjoining, rooms.
I do like snacks. Snacks are quite good. Alright, I think... Yeah. Yeah, it is this one. Okay. And then we watch the UMD on here.
You can use a camera, no?
I know how to use it better than you, Papa.
Oh, Papa!
Then make me look good.
Okay.
No, little German girl, don't go onto the moon base!
Carol, are you happy being with me?
Why? I am happy with you.
Even without Mama here?
Mein Gott, this moon base is full of the Spookenghosten.
You feel lonely when you are with me. Besides, Mama became a star.
Mond Basin.
Mama is
Almost 2 years and it remains a wonderful time in this stream.
Dylan, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the 21 months. Thank you.
Daddy, those stars look fake. Are we on a movie set in Arizona? I can't believe you tricked me again.
Das Spukenghost. That reminds me, there was this in one of the in the mall near our house. Yeah, it was a little bit of a drive. There was a mall near us where they had like, you know how the Rainforest Cafe is kind of like geared up to look like you're eating in a jungle or whatever. It was like that, but it was like, oh, you're eating on Mars. And it was cute. It was a little like, it had like its own little like Starbucks where the ceiling was like a dome and it had a bunch of like stars and planets and stuff. And then all the tables were in different craters or whatever. And it was cute. It was like a little space themed gimmicky restaurant. But in order to get from the mall into the restaurant, you take a space shuttle. And they had a little like one of those motion simulator rides. You didn't have to. If you were like, oh no, I get motion sick, you could just skip it. But like, if you wanted to, you could take the little motion simulator and get into the restaurant.
Das Spukenghosten ja.
Yeah. But it was really cute. And then when you get back, it's like, oh, you take the teleporter back, and it's just a little. You just walk through it. There's a little laser show or whatever. But yeah, it's fun. It was really cute. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Did it save my... Okay. Anyway. I feel like the emulator's being a little weird. Okay, so that's the work area. Oh. Hello? Yeah. Sure. Where's that one really great Rainforest Cafe? There's a good Rainforest Cafe? I'm surprised. Wait, the soul is dead? Okay. Oh, I already did. Check it out. I am pleased. Also Russian. Do you mean bottom? elevators don't usually go back. They go up or down. Whee! I don't think this guy understands how elevators work. Okay. So that's that. Unless it's a Wonkavator, that's true. Those do go in every direction. Those probably do go to the back. What's up and down in space, really? Up is away from a gravitational well, and down is towards a gravitational well. The enemy base is down. Why are there ships coming out of the base? Okay, so the overclocking was doing some work. That's good. Okay. Why didn't they never make a Great Glass Elevator movie? The same reason that they've never made another Oz movie. They just get too weird.
I can stop fight.
Okay. Weird. Hi, Aitsu. What about Return to Oz? They did do Return to Oz. They did make a second one, which was nice. But there's like 40 books. There are so many Oz books. Oh, you know what? No. You know what it's like? Okay. Why have they made several Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movies, but they've never made Restaurant at the End of the Universe? That's fucking frustrating. Nikolai Ivanov. Marcel and Carol Aaron. Okay. So these are the guys. So these are all the ghosts we've saved.
You have something that you're looking for, right?
Yeah. The BBC
Maybe I can
series and
help
then
you
the
out.
2005 film. Yeah.
Come back here from time to time.
They made more than one Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movies? No, they haven't.
Return
There was
to
a radio serial that they did all of
Infant
them?
Nightmare Machine.
But I think that's about it. Oh, there was also the 70s, like, mini-series. But I don't think they did all of them either. I'm looking for an elevator. That's what I'm looking for. Return to Oz is very creepy. Yeah, the 70s miniseries was just the first and second books? Okay. I haven't actually seen that one. I heard it was alright, though. Okay. Maybe I should leave here. Okay, it got really dark. It's the first version I saw? That's cute. Yeah, I read the books and then just had to wait for the movie to come out. Use whip. Hi, Molly.
Okay, but when does Patches show up and trick you into falling into a crater?
Oh, soon, I hope. Oh, right, there's a bunch of fog in here. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So, I saw Return to Oz once.
How do we get
I
rid of
think
the
I was
phone?
like 14, and it was 1 in the morning at some friends of my family's home. I never recovered.
Fucking wheelers and shit. Yeah, that movie's weird. So do you think Return to Oz is more or less weird than The Wiz, which was the all-black version of oh my god, Wizard of Oz? Written by a white guy and with Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow? Because that one's also pretty weird. That one's also really weird. It's less scary, obviously. The Wiz is fun. Return is like Brazil, but with Oz layered over, kinda, yeah. Hmm.
Access granted.
Nothing about Oz is ever not weird.
True. Even like, oh, even Wicked is just really weird. I don't know, there's something strange about it. Aw, thank you, Box. My goodness. I hope something enjoyably interesting and cool. Ooh, here we go. Basement first floor. Gravity training room. Flood preservation depart. Food preservation? I'm sorry. Vegetable experimentation. Experimental.
You don't
Fishly?
get wicked just because it is pop. You, lar, lur.
Popufer. What's Fishley Station? Huh. I wish more Oz would get adapted. I agree. Oh, you know what's another weird one? Is Tin Man, the sci-fi original miniseries. That's a weird one too. I think that one was pretty cool, and then the same people made an Alice in Wonderland one that was pretty bad. I didn't like that one. It was kind of lame. Except for the fact that it had Tim Curry in it as the walrus. And that part was cool. Why am I so slow in here? My heart rate's going up too. Oh no! Okay, I gotta get out of here. Which walrus? As in the walrus and the carpenter. They followed me in here. We're gonna get Death Stranded. Jesus. Maybe if we go to the other bathroom, we'll be safe. these mirrors are done broked. How do we get rid of help? I also need help. Proclamation's broken. Oh, it's cute. Hang on a sec. That I don't believe is how you spell ladies' room. I wouldn't spell it that way. I don't know if that's wrong, but it's not how I would do it. For the lads, the ladies' room. Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. This thing is filthy. Okay. Glass cleaner. Sure, I'll take that. Do I need that for something? Alright, now they're just putting smudges all over my helmet. Wait a minute, do I use the glass cleaner to clean my helmet off? No. Never mind then. I'm quite fond of the Alice adaptation where Whoopi Goldberg plays the Cheshire Cat. That sounds cool. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I really liked, there was a, must have been mid-70s? Late 60s? There was a, Alice adaptation by, Hanna-Barbera. With the Cheshire Cat played by Scatman Crothers. Kind of. During the musical sections. Shit. I need like an air control thing. The voice of Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy, the very same. Can I? So the thing about Hong Kong Phooey is like, okay, nobody knows that that the mild-mannered janitor is actually a Hong Kong Phooey, right? Right? Everybody's like, oh my god, is it... Now hang on a sec. Everybody's like, oh, who's this mysterious kung fu master? And they're like, is it the police chief? And they're like, no, probably not. Is it the telephone operator? No, probably not. Is it literally the only other anthropomorphic talking dog? Could be. Oh, that's a ghosty. Oh, I should get out of here. Don't be species to listen. I would never. I'm just saying. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. I will talk about Hanna-Barbera cartoons all the time. I just love Hanna-Barbera so much.
While we're at it, who is Al Kabong? I guess we'll never know.
He's got a very similar build to Quick Draw McGraw.
Are you ever just hanging out, and your brain, completely unprompted, goes, the two own inside me?
No, but if it does, you might be trans.
Al Kabong is Jeff Jarrett.
Turns out Hanna-Barbera had 3 ideas they did over and over and over again. True. Top Cat's name is a lie. If that cat boy is a top, I will eat my hat. I swear to God. The greenhouse key. All right.
Please insert employee ID card.
Ooh, wait a minute.
ID verified. Ventilation system activated.
Let's go. He's the indisputable leader of the gang. Just because he's a bottom doesn't mean he can't delegate. I was a retail manager. Desktop computer system. What? Hot take, Jabberjaw better than Scooby-Doo. I do like Jabberjaw quite a bit. That guy gets no respect. Me and my friends get no respect.
In the UK,
What does Scooby do
Top Cat
that
couldn't
we
be called Top Cat
neglect?
due to a cat food brand. So the show was called Boss Cat, but the character was still called Top Cat.
Check, but me and my
Anyone
friends
who's
get
enjoying
no
managing your tag will
respect.
gun.
So what? Who cares? We're doing it how we like. Singing into my mic, a special underwater mic. Who's gonna save the world? Who's gonna save the day? Who's gonna talk like Curly since Curly isn't here? Automatic monitoring, okay.
Oh shit, tentacles. We're really getting horny now.
I think they're vines. But you know, I can do the same deal. Okay, so this thing's broke. Do you have a tail? I do.
They look more than vine to me. They look great.
Cute. Okay, so they're clogging up all the fans, I guess? What is that up there? Is that a teddy bear up there? I think that's what we want to get. Hmm. So how do we get that? Could I get you a glass of water? Okay. Fine. Sure. I guess. Oh.
Switching to manual control. Please set tray arrangement.
Oh. I'm a genius. Okay. Oh. Got it. Okay. And this one's not going to move. Okay. All right. Okay. I understand the puzzle now. Yeah. Okay. That should be right. Oh, and then I got to push the... Yeah. Okay. There. It's a lion. Oh, look at this lion. You know, all of those Cartoon Network commercial songs were a bop.
Put him up. Put him up. Growl.
Like, the Jabberjaw one's great, obviously. The Dexter's Lab rap was super good. They Might Be Giants doing the Courage the Cowardly Dog song is great. They're all good. There you are. Yeah, I can tell. Okay. Back to the lab again. In my lab I got... Soul Coughing with the Flintstones. Oh, that one's a great one, yeah. Don't want to walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in... Forgot about that one. That one's great. Wait a minute. A lion named Jacob? No! No!
Yeah, kids. We just found him lying around.
Oh my god. Sounds good. Read between the lions. Okay? Okay, make sure we check the floor. In case they dropped something. They did not. Okay. Child flashbang, go! Okay, we need to find the air filtration system for here too, though. Let's see, we got the monitor room here. We found this lion in the most unexpected place, the playoffs. Not this year. Well, okay, yeah, playoffs this year, but... Didn't make it to that Super Bowl, did they? They got darn close, though. Sports. Sports. Okay, heart rate's going up. Of course. I don't know anything about sports except what I get vicariously by living in a city. Laddie's room is so cursed, I know. Okay, so we did that stuff with the... Huh. We never figured out how to get rid of the vines, though. Huh. Hmm. Do not mix. Okay. Don't mix it with anything. Why is a flat screen TV a feature in 2024? May as well advertise you have color TVs and cable.
This floor is currently locked.
Yeah.
Please insert key.
Oh, my heart rate's going up. Why is the heart rate going up? Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Elevator might be haunted. Yeah, mine too. Anxiety's fun. It's not. It is not. I really need like a level 1 keycard. Elevator's haunted. I mean, we are on the moon. Moon's haunted. Big time. Okay, let's check the security cameras. This is ridiculous that the game just lets you like check these like security cameras like this. This is a PlayStation 2 game. Still letting you stream without a chaperone. I mean, yeah. This goes built off of Metal Gear Solid 2. I know, it kind of does. There is something written. Go on. Something? Okay. You okay? Something? Something? Something tra-la-la? Warning. What could this mean? She is not ink. Stop that. PS2 had a whopping 32 megabytes of RAM. It did. You can create some mind-boggling visual effects with that. Wait a minute. I thought I saw something. A betchery. And we never needed more. I can't imagine what you'd do with more than 32 megabytes of RAM. It's excessive. If you need something with higher visual fidelity, just make a pre-rendered video. Toss it in there. Like... silly. Wall panels colors. Looks suspicious though. Guess I could check that out. The vegetable plant, but vegetables are plants. Oh, this is cute. You can't move the camera too much because it's overgrown. Oh, this is cute. It is a bit excessive, yeah. Oh, this is fun. Or from the PS1's 2 megabytes main, 1 megabyte video, 512 kilobyte sound. Right, what is this thing? Small piece of equipment? Yeah, I know, but it looks important. It looks like I could slot something into it. A calendar on the wall. Do you think... I'm assuming this is a lunar calendar. Do you know there's a really interesting treatise on why Wonderland would use a lunar calendar? In Alice in Wonderland? Because of lunacy? No, it's actually because it's underground. So there is no sun. But they've got water, so there's tides. So theoretically, if you were going to make a calendar, you'd be able to use the tidal motion to create a lunar calendar. Probably why the Mad Hatter's watch is off. Does the Mad Hatter and March Hare also care? But they just say it's tea time whenever anyway. The thing is, their watches are stuck. So it's always tea time. Who in Wonderland has their shit together enough to make a calendar? I mean, I care quite a bit about time. I just happen to be late a lot, that's all. Small burner. An emergency food tin rests on its top. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So what do we do with that? Are the watches stuck, or are all the new pearls replaced with tea time? They might be stuck. Finally something to eat in this game. I will just stick it right in my helmet hole. Astronauts have one of those, right? A helmet hole? Probably. What? TF and or gender bending? Yeah, absolutely. Somewhere on Blue Sky, I posted a list of do's and don'ts for getting art of Benu. Okay. How does this temperature control thing work? It's probably used to activate the fan located on the ceiling. No. It's because the fan is all gummed up. Actually, there's kind of a thought. When did you become a femboy? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, right. Close that thing. Okay. So what if I made some blank space underneath the vines and then hit the switch? No. I do not know then. Just woke up like this one day. I didn't choose the femboy life. The femboy life chose me. Food storage is locked.
Please insert card key.
For some reason that made me think of Nick Cage going how'd it get burned? In Wicker Man, except he's saying, how'd it get filmed?
You know, if you get bitten by a femboy, you become one, yeah. It's true. Okay. Bitten by a radioactive twink. You become a femgirl if you want,
All
sure.
alone in his parlor, trying to think of how to make Gotham safe when a femboy broke through his window, and so he decided he would become the femboy.
It's a risk I'm gonna have to take. Alright, so what did we get down there? We got some glass cleaner and a lion. What do we do with those? Okay, that's locked. We need the
I am
security
fabulous.
key.
I am a delight. I am Femboy.
My gosh. Is that how force swimming works? Sometimes. It's more of an art than a science. Quite a few ways you can make that happen. I feel like I'm still missing something. Heathens. What happens if you bite the femboy? I imagine they'd probably moan. That's gonna be my guess. Oh, right. Okay. So there's... Okay. I guess it never occurred to me that they would make the put the bathtub and the toilet in different rooms. Like, I get it. I guess that makes sense, but feels like now you need extra rooms. Hygiene? I mean, hygiene is important. Though for a moon base, I feel like space would be at a premium, wouldn't it? What would I use glass cleaner for? Seems like the moon would have better access to space than most of the Earth. You know what I mean? I mean, like, space that's inside and pressurized. You'd probably want to make it as small as possible. So that you use less oxygen. But yeah, I guess it would depend on how much you got. Turlet. The mirror is missing. Okay. If a depressurization event happens, that can be sealed off and you might actually live. Like if you're on the toilet and there's a depressurization event. Or do you mean, like, if there's a depressurization event in the toilet, you can still take a shower? The toilet's just like... Korean washing machine. Lived in Korea, but probably also what they have in Japan. I would assume so, yeah. If the living room depressurizes and you're in the shower, you don't instantly die. Right, but like, why not have one room that has the washing machine and the toilet and the shower in it? Is it so that you could still use the toilet if your shower's depressurized and vice versa? I don't know. Washing machine in the bathroom madness? Kinda, yeah. I have no idea what washing machines in space are like. I guess I've got some learning to do. Yeah, that sure does look locked. What a weird door. They're just washing machines in space? I imagine they're not quite the same. For a couple of reasons. One of which is all that water needs to be recycled. There's ghosties in here? Assume chemical cleaning to not waste water? Something like that, yeah. A moonquake. Apparently on the ISS they just wear their clothes until they're too gross to wear anymore and then send them back on the garbage pod? Interesting. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I mean, again, water is at a premium, so you're probably not gonna waste it washing clothes. When you could survive instead. Yeah, on the moon they have to either ship in water or they have to have a way to make it themselves. No one has managed to design a space washing machine. Interesting. Well, feel like somebody could get on that. Plenty of ice on the poles of the moon? No. It's promising for ice. Fascinating. Huh. Huh. Basically, you mine for ice? I guess I could understand that. That's just wild to me, because that requires, like, you know, hydrogen and oxygen. Not that there'd be, like, oxygen atmosphere, but, like, you know, oxygen would have to be present. Wild. Oh my god. to re. So we could have snow cones on the moon? I suppose so. You have to mine for shave ice, I guess. There is oxygen on the moon. It's a tiny amount, but it is in the atmosphere. Interesting. I wonder if you'd be able to collect that somehow. Electrolyzing water, ice into hydrogen and oxygen is the primary way we'd make rocket fuel on the moon. Fascinating. Space is just wild, isn't it? Isn't space cool? Alright, a ghost is going to show up here. Can I use, like, an item? No. I don't think so. I should probably get out of here before I die. Space is out there, yo. Show him the employee ID so he knows you work here. Ghost cop checkpoint? Ugh. A-cab includes ghost cops? It does, though. Also, I feel like we should play a bit of this and then maybe watch another one of those science videos. Because that was a lot of fun last time. So maybe it would be cool to watch another science video. Or we should probably watch the fandom. That's what we should do. Yeah. Not even dead cops are good cops. That's how bad they are. I guess you could win me over with the only good cop's a dead cop. And so ghost cops would not be A-cab. But I don't even know about that. I want a Hassie now. A Hassie would be nice. I like a cool, refreshing Hassie. Kind of stereotyping a big group of people with a few bad apples. It's not the people themselves, it's the system that they participate in. The system of policing is bad. Therefore, anyone participating in it, it becomes bad. I don't have any judgment against them as people, necessarily. It's their job that's horrible. And they should stop. But that's my opinion. I think there's something in the residential area we're still missing. So white Australian, yes, my entire existence is a testament to the ineffectiveness of carceral justice. Understood. Also, it's the people. It becomes the people, yeah. I'm sure that there are people who become cops for the right reasons, but, not enough of them. Yeah, personally, I'm like... I don't particularly care about the goodness or badness of individual people. I feel like issues like policing are problems of systems and should be handled systemically. Splatoon DLC, yo! I didn't know they were still doing that. You know what I got in the mood for yesterday? Is playing some more Borderlands 3. Oh my god. I cannot wait for Borderlands 4. They've got to announce it soon, right? It's got to be out here sometime. Well, that's actually unsettling. Okay. I haven't finished any. That's fair. I really like the Borderlands games. I really like them a lot. Story really bothered me. I hear that for people, yeah. I hear that from people. I thought it was fine. Making my friend play through Borderlands from 1 through 3 with all the DLC. As a non-fan, she's gonna go mad before we get to 3. Possibly, I did not see the stuff on the Borderlands movie. I don't know if I want to. Space that out? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't space that out, you're going to go from like Borderlands 1, which is a pretty decent game, and then you're going to like with some really good world building, and then you're going to go to 2 where you're like, "Oh, the gameplay is pretty good." And then you're going to go to pre-sequel and you're going to be like, "Oh god, it's more 2." Oh, geez. Like Borderlands 2 is great, but like it is almost too much Borderlands 2. You're like, oh god, I'm so glad that I'm done with 2 now. And I can move on to something else. And then it's more 2. I don't even think pre-sequel's bad. I like pre-sequel. But oh my god. There is too damn much Borderlands 2. Oh.
stop all that nonsense talk about ghosts.
Ever since we found that stone, strange things have been happening.
Don't worry about
The fuck
it.
is this?
Our director's pleased, and that's what matters. There won't be any more oxygen shortages. It'll actually be nice to work here.
But Mr. Gold,
Listen, Alan. We just work here. We do what we're told without question. Right, let's go.
Also, some of us are Australian. Do you get scenes like that every time you zoom in on a green light? You saw it, right? There was like a little green light on the table, and then I zoomed in and it gave me a thing? Oh god, I've been missing out on so much, then. Like, oh. Hmm. Hmm. Concerning. Like, what about that? Is that a... It is?
Hey, who's there?
Sorry.
I told you that if those two things get mixed together, they'll generate high heat. Be careful.
Sorry. I'll set them apart.
Castle. Some say castle. Be careful. Huh. Okay. Have a good night, Dragon. Thanks for hanging out. Oh my goodness. Huh. Okay. So. Well. Not demonstrating basic mechanics that might not on their face be clear. That is a FromSoft game problem. Yeah. A little bit. Okay, that's 106 and 104, so here? And over here is the elevator, okay. Gotta go down to basement 1. And then we're gonna go to... Oh, there's at least 2 of those little cutscenes then that I know of down here. I think. Does anyone have an explanation as to why Randy Pitchford is so greasy? Do you mean in like physically or in personality? You mean like his vibes or like both? Yeah, I mean both, yeah. Okay, I think this passage here. Okay, so this green thing, it is a thing.
Are you telling me to die? How? How could you
Sorry.
leave me at a place like this?
I almost
I will not die.
I almost spit out my tea.
Claudia, I promise.
I cannot zoom in or
I
out.
will once again. Kenneth, once more, give me power.
I pray to you, Kenneth, grant me power. You, the great Kenneth. How could you leave pizza at a time
The
like
incident with the
this?
tea was the first time Bun never spit Lucky Bun pun.
Okay, so there's no green here. Oh, I know where the other one was. It was in the passage here with the ghost. By the power of Kenneth. Ah, I see.
I'll take a look around. You stay here, okay?
Sweetie.
Don't worry. Trust me. We will be saved. Stay here no matter what.
Kenneth will save us.
There are people who spit.
You've always been like this. Kind, confident, so assertive.
Musky.
10 years have already passed. Maybe I'm the one who's changed.
I swear to Kenneth.
Stay with me a little longer. Oh.
Kenneth is enough.
Okay, so we've realized that we can get story from these little monitoring things. But, I don't think that solves any of our puzzles. Hmm. That is Knuff, yeah. It did loosen a wall panel? Oh, the wall panel was already loose. I think. I mean, it was already loose. Maybe it's looser? Question mark? No. No, I can't interact with it at all. Hmm. Okay. New plan. Hang on a sec. Game facts. .com. Echo Knight. Okay. What is a gray muzzle? It is a sometimes derogatory term for someone who is an old furry. Or just a furry who is old. What? Use the glass cleaner to your left on the dirty mirror above the shards of glass in the laddie's room. Okay. All right. Find out who Kenneth is. I'll have to do so. Video disc in the player. Look in the closet behind you and look at the top shelf. Get the letterhead paper. I don't think that exists. Say an old furry is just long in the tooth? I wouldn't. You can. But I wouldn't. Old is relative to a certain demographics. Being over 30 is a gray muzzle. Yeah, that's me. To the laddie's room. God, these fucking ghosts. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. There's a bunch of old furs who want to retake Grey Muzzle. Feel free to do so. The thing is, I don't think Grey Muzzle is particularly offensive. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm fine with being a Grey Muzzle. However, some people don't like it. So I would advise that you don't call someone that, but it's okay if you call yourself that. Like, I probably would not call somebody else that, just out of the blue. Okay, so use the glass cleaner on the above the glass shards. What does this mean? Okay, grab the glass cleaner from here. More like a gay muzzle. Alright, hang on a sec. Hang on. Vegetable plant. Play ID card. Greenhouse key. Open the cabinet to take the... Oh? Portable batteries. That's good. Get the stuffed lion. Yeah, I did that. Okay. Use the glass cleaner to your left on the dirty mirror above the shards of glass. Okay. Shards of glass. The mirror over the sink is broken. Part of it adheres to the wall, but it's very dirty. Here we go. Okay. Is there going to be a ghost behind me? I see you, you little shit! I don't think I ever would have figured that out. How would I have figured that out? Also, dang. That glass cleaner works if you just spray it on glass. You didn't even need to wipe it or anything. He was just like, bam. You're Jacob, right? Here, do you want a lion? Yeah, you're welcome.
She was looking for someone who was in the shuttle with her. We all escaped to here. But then monsters appeared, so we ran and lost each other. I don't know what happened after that, but someone else might. Everyone should be around here somewhere. I heard her shouting. Where's
Richard!
Richard?
Hello, Michael! God, I love Metal Wolf Chaos so much. You drop a thing. Yo, you had a level 1 car key? Card key? Holy heck. Well, that's useful. That gets us in a ton of places.
Access granted.
That's a high-ranking child. This room's gonna have a ghost in it, isn't it? Alright, I bet we could use this to get some more story. Fisheries control room. Sure. There is something written, alright. Fisheries station. Oh, this looks familiar. Oh, hi. There's something in the bottom of the tank? I'm gonna go about getting that. A battery. I do like that that ghost was like shaking all up the camera. It's cute. Food storage warehouse. That's a thing. I see the thing.
This is all the food we have left.
I see. Don't mention this to anyone. We'll still mine as planned.
Director, our company will... This facility...
No, I don't think so. Our company should know the value of the stone. It'll be all right, but only if I have that stone.
Haven't you been
Cool,
listening
cool.
to everyone? Since we started using the red stone, so many people...
Silence!
Director!
The stone saved this facility and brought success with it. That stone granted my wish. That gives me hope. Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Oh. Yeah, we should airlock this dude. A red stone in an Echo Knight game, huh? I don't think it's gonna be quite like Lifeline. I think it's... the other Echo Knight games have also had redstones in them. And I think it might be the same one. How did it get to the moon, though?
A redstone? Aw shit, here we go again.
Here we go again. Hmm. A thing. Is that a ratty? A caddy. Oh. Right. And there's the gravity training. I see you. You alright? Something went under the chairs? Okay. He dropped his Oreo. Okay, this gives us a lot of things to do. So we gotta go get that Oreo from under the chairs. We gotta get that key from over there. We gotta get behind these boxes over here to activate the ventilation system. There's a ghost over here. I'm gonna try to. Uh-oh. I can't see anything. I don't know if I saved in a while. I am terrified. Yep. That's about what I expected. So... okay. Alright. Yeah, maybe video time. Maybe I'll get back there. Maybe I'll get back there off stream. Yeah, I didn't save at all. I think it's because I didn't see any save points. Do you want to know what the save points in this game look like? Like, if I saw a save point, I would be like, oh man, I should probably save there. The save points look like this. This thing? That's the save point? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll do that off stream. And we can do something else instead. Goodness. Good thing we learned about Kenneth. I feel bad, but also this is hilarious. It's funny. But also, oh my god. Let's see, do we want to learn about science? Or do we want to learn about furries? Say by telling your trusted Atari Jaguar about your day like a normal person. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have saved stated. I probably should have done something like that. Let me think. Oh, my Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth. That's why every console needs to be able to jump back in time. Super agree. Just throw in some autosaves. The game's got twin stick first-person controls. It's got an option for turning head bob off. They could have done an autosave. I cannot take this anymore. Let's watch a Bell Science video. Let's do that. I need to change my stream topic real quick. And then we can learn some science. How about? I would like to watch a science video. And then after science video, I'll go take a nap. It has been quite a day. It's been a rough one. I'm kind of sad. Would y'all like to learn about the sun or blood?
Let's nap. Good idea, Lucky Bun Blob.
Nap, good idea. Blood? Blood's pretty cool. Is blood? Alright, that seems to be pretty overwhelming for blood. I'm down for learning about blood. Hemoglobin? Hemogoblin. Yeah, hemogoblin. Of course. What's that smell? It's blood.
Say, what's the big show about today?
Hemo the Magnificent.
Humo?
Hemo. That's Greek for blood.
Oh.
I'm gonna see if there ain't a slightly better quality version of this. This has been uploaded a couple times. And I'm going to see if I can't find a slightly better one. Who's the uploader of this one? Okay. Bell Laboratories. Science video. Oh, bother. Don't worry, kids. The blood inside you might be red, but it isn't communist. That could happen. We might wind up with that. You never know. Okay, I think this one's actually slightly better. I think this one's a little slightly better. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. Dang it, dang it, dang it. There we go.
Picture of a home.
Jim, come on now, let's get cracking.
Okay. Don't like that echo. Oh, I see why. Never mind.
With this. Look,
That's me.
this is the film for my
I fixed
science
it.
screen. Take care of it and keep it in focus, will you?
Yes, okie doke, Dr.
All right,
I'm
guys,
gonna
let's get
ask
set
one
for a
more-
rehearsal. Everything works this time, boys. Science screen, magic screen, music, effects. My magic screen film all set up, Jim?
Well, the screen is ready.
And so is the imagination. Now, get lost.
Fiction and science. That's a pretty good team. Say, what's the big show about today?
Hemo the Magnificent.
Humo?
Hemo. That's Greek for blood.
Oh, blood. Blood? Ooh, well, don't get any on you.
Yeah.
Doc, I think we're just about all set. Now, we'll open the show on the magic screen. Wait till you see what I've got dreamed up.
There's a thing about the Christian imagery in this? Interesting. Hmm.
Come on, magic screen.
Hey, what's going on here? Hey, you guys is people.
Bugs Bunny?
Fellas, everybody, we got people.
Mel Blanc?
Yeah. Have they got guns? I don't know.
You guys hunters? No, television show. We're going to do the story of Hemo the Magnificent.
A show about Hemo?
Hemo's our king.
Hemo! Help! Hemo! 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 Oh, here he comes.
Hi, gang. Sholem Aleichem.
Welcome, Sholem. Hey, Hemo.
Shalom.
Humans.
Yeah, they're doing a show about your life.
Oh, this is Dr. Research, a scientist, and I'm a writer, and...
You can't tell my story. Humans think blood means disease, wounds, pain. These friends, they know me for what I really am. Health, life. I'm the song of the lark, the blush on the cheek, the spring of the land.
Uh-huh.
I am the precious sacrifice ancient man offered up to his god.
Yo.
I am the sacred wine in the silver chalice.
There's that Christian imagery.
Down through the ages, I am the price men pay for freedom. But to you scientists, I'm a smear.
Hemo and the He-Man joke? I'm pretty sure this predates He-Man by like a decade. I think what they're going for here is that Hemo is like a Greek hero is what they're going for. They're going for a Hercules.
On a slide, a stain, a specimen, a sickness. My story is a song only poets should sing, not disease lovers. Come on, gang!
Oh,
Yeah, let's go.
Not just a gosh darn minute, you Hemo hot stuff. Men like Dr. Research don't...
You tell him. Now hold on there, hot stuff. Wow, this is like Hades.
study disease because they love it. Tens of thousands of doctors and scientists, nurses, technicians work night and day to create health. Yeah, they've saved millions of lives, mending bodies, relieving pain, fighting disease, not by witchcraft and instinct or poetry, but by experiment and observation. Knowledge about you picked up piece by piece the hard way with their smears and their stains and their microscope. You drip.
Well, bless his little blood writer man made a speech.
Don't you disparage poetry, though.
What am I doing throwing my top to a cartoon?
You invented him.
Well, I goofed. All right, back to the woods, comics. We need you like a bloody nose.
One moment, boy. What's the purpose in telling my story?
Mr. Hemo, the spirit of man seeks truth through many avenues. The
goofed.
artist seeks it through creative expression, through beauty, music, form, the laws of harmony. The religious through spiritual revelation, through the power of prayer, love, mercy, moral laws. And in science, we seek it through the study of nature and its physical laws.
Yeah, and to us it's as fascinating as any poetry.
I would prefer to derive morals through philosophy, but, I mean, whatever floats your boat, 1959.
I may listen,
Roll 1.
if I can stay awake.
Man's fascination with you, Mr.
Get 'em.
Hemo, goes way, way back into our dim past. Probably back to prehistoric times when man discovered he could defend himself better with a club than with his hands. Or that he could kill certain food.
I love Mel Blanc screaming into a microphone. He's unbelievable. Yeah! Jeez. Nobody does it like him. Just like in general? Yeah, like in general. It's great. Drive our morality through progress and its relationship to capitalism, which we will not discuss. Man defends himself with tarts colorized 250,000 BC.
Foods he couldn't catch on foot by throwing rocks.
That's man, all right.
Yeah.
Food
Fuck
and
that
blood.
guy.
The primitive imagination began to stir. Blood was life. Some early genius even discovered that blood would make his sick vegetables lush and green again, not knowing it was a fine natural fertilizer.
No wonder ancient medicine men attributed magical powers to blood and cooked up weird mixtures of it for curing the sick. Matter of fact, as recently as Shakespeare's time, blood and its circulation continued to be a dark and fearful mystery.
Then came the first great light.
Ah, yes,
Light
the
was William
Enlightenment.
Harvey. In 1628, this English pioneer of the scientific method, using only his eyes, observed and proved everything about circulation, except the tiny capillaries, which are too small to see without a microscope, although he did predict their presence. Your circulation, Mr. Hemo, is now completely observed and proven. This chart will help explain it.
Blood is an inefficient means of watering plants? Yes, but it is a decent fertilizer. Not as decent as I think generally fish is a pretty good one, but like, you know. Not like our weird mixers, which are just full of radium. I think this is a representation that's pretty of its time, but it's not bad so far. This is okay.
Behold man, the great brain. It took him some 50,000 years to discover he had a circulation. And it'll take him another 50,000 years to explain it with that crazy mixed-up chart of some moron's innards.
Hey, who's the guy full of red spaghetti?
Must have swallowed the inside of a television set.
Fucking get him.
You laugh, eh? I'm funny char. Hang on wall, no name, no soul, eh? Stupid people. I have name, I have soul. The great Professor Anatomy.
Oh god, he's Italian. Oh no.
You listen to him, eh? Poet yet. Without my delicate machinery of circulation I build for you, you are just fertilizer.
Oh, yes. You're the plumber. Back on the wall, mechanic. What good is your plumbing without my richness flowing
So
through it?
Donna's just clowning on these guys.
Wait a minute. I like Professor Anatomy. Plumbing I might understand.
Yes, you might.
It's beautiful, it's simple. Science makes a big deal from it. Look, 2 bulbs, rubber.
I'm not going to comment on those. Anthropomorphized concepts fight. Okay, so you've got 2 testiculos. Yeah. Okay, listen. We're not unpacking that. This, I think, is actually a pretty decent explanation for how the heart works, though.
Like GarageMan fill battery with.
We're gonna let him cook.
I fill with red stuff, blood maybe, it's not important. I glue together, side by each.
Okay, so...
Now, I take tube from right one, make big loop, and stick in left bulb, so. Same way, left tube into right bulb, so. Everything full of liquid, understand? Now, 2 little muscle men, 1 on each bulb, and we are ready to circulate. Little muscles, push. What's the matter? Push.
Something's wrong. Nothing goes round.
That's right. But Professor got imagination.
2 little musclemen.
Here at the front door, I put in little reception room. 1 here, 1 here. Between reception room and main living room, I put one-way doors. Should only in open. Where you go out from living room, I put another one-way door. Must only out open. You come in front door, reception room, living room, and out. Can't come in back door. Everything one way, see? Same way, other living room. Is duplex house. Yes? He's genius, no? Now, 2 smaller muscle men to push on reception rooms. And? Ready, muscles?
Roger.
Like prize fight. 1, 2.
Can't come in back door. Fun.
Goes round now. No?
Listen.
This pump is the heart. See the little doors work? The valves of the heart. Reception rooms fill up, while living rooms pump out. It's simple, yes?
It's simple, yes. But what about the lungs, the veins, the...
Oh, detail.
This is very fun.
You want lungs? Okay. Oh. Little balloon, see? Now I put balloon inside
This
another
is surprisingly
bulb.
detailed.
Is long. And I cut top loop and put in long, so. Now long is not push him out machine, is suck him in machine. So we put 2 pull him muscle men on the long, and the nose up here. Now muscles, pull. See? That is long. A 1 balloon long. You got millions balloons in your lungs, little air sacs. But 1 air sac, billion air
Your
sacs.
body's full of little musclemen.
Oh. Now listen to my genius. I make this little balloon so thin gas can pass right through it. But liquid, no. And that's something. So now we bring the blood, pardon the expression, inside long, make it flow around little balloon, and go out. Now, slow motion, inhale. What happens? Oxygen comes in balloon, passes through my thin wall into the blood, making it bright red. The blood coming to the lungs is dark because it's weak in oxygen. Instead, it's full of waste gas, carbon dioxide, which passes through my thin wall into the balloon. Exhale. CO2 goes up flue and out exhaust pipe, the nose. Now, without stopping, inhale.
Is this still accurate? More or less, yeah. As far as I know, and I'm not a biologist, but yeah, this is fairly decent when it comes to this is weird because it's much more simplified than the actual process, but it's not as simplified as I would think they would do for kids. You know what I mean? I mean, this is the basic process, but it's slightly more complicated than I might expect for something like this. He also told me it was a bunch of little Italians. I mean, of course. Everybody contains a bunch of tiny Italians. Tiny Italian musclemen. Mm-hmm. CO2 isn't a waste product so much as it is a byproduct of the gas exchange process. Yes. Yeah, basically. Like, the idea of a waste product
so that's
has a moral implication to it. Yeah. It's the same thing. Your body can't really do much with it, though, so that's why you expel it.
Isn't that sensational? But this is just lung circulation.
Oh.
Down
Sensational.
here is body circulation. So we cut and put in body. What is body? Is motor, living engine. Man, woman, cat, fish, any animal is motor. What is making motor run? Air, fuel. Air is coming from lungs already. Fuel is simple. You eat. Food has carbon, fuel, like coal. But food is needing refining, digesting. So for digesting is stomach. For refining into high octane and storing is
like
liver.
I said, slightly more complicated than necessary, I think.
Carbon from liver is going into motor here and is burned into carbon dioxide, ashes, and energy. Energy body is using for working.
In this analogy, ashes is poop. That means poop in this analogy. We're not going to say that, though.
Playing gin rummy. Carbon dioxide, blood is taken to the lungs and out exhaust pipe, the nose. The ashes? Ah! My beautiful garbage disposal, the kidney. Only 5 ounces this jewel. But it cleans out all the ashes, garbage, and trash from the blood. For this, I should 2 Nobel Prizes get. I don't... Oops! Excuse me,
Never mind.
please, doctor.
Get back in the chart, Professor.
Yes, doctor.
Cold.
Okay. So, I just want to say one thing I really like about this. Like, it's a little bit silly, but I like how they represent the little carbons and the little oxygens. The little O2s. Because, I don't know, that's cute. And then the CO2 is them combined. Yeah, there's 2 of them because it's O2, so that's cute.
It would have been so great if they had gone full on Kellogg. Bowels are great. Bowels are God's most spectacular creation.
Yeah, that's why we gotta flood them full of yogurt and prevent people from masturbating. Kellogg's a fucking weirdo.
In the chart, Professor.
Yes, doctor.
Coal, motors, ash cans. He drives us crazy around here.
So, that's science. Isn't that sensational? Let's go, fellas.
Yeah, go. I really goofed with you guys.
Well, I like the part about the funny heart, though.
Mr. Turtle, have you ever seen your heart?
Me? No. Well, I ain't never even seen my tail.
Roll 6.
What are you doing, Doc? Let him go, huh?
It's all right now. Fine. Mr. Turtle, here's your heart.
Oh, doggone.
that's slow.
Look at it go.
Look at that one.
And here's Mr. Rabbit's
Is that a
heart.
threat? That is me. Benui.
Here's Mr. Bird's heart.
Brrr. Bird heart go brrr.
That's because you're small, Mr. Bird. Small animals lose heat faster than large ones, so their blood must circulate faster to keep their bodies warm. Now, in small birds, their hearts beat about 600 times per minute. Cats, 130. Man, about 75. And a big old elephant's heart, only 25 a minute.
Hey, Doc, you got a human heart?
Has he got a human heart? Wait till you see this.
Roll 10.
We got a whole closet full of them. Wait till you see this. I don't know how graphic this is. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm just gonna put a warning out. I can't imagine it's that bad.
Physiologists have photographed it, analyzed it, taken it apart, piece by piece, and it's still a mystery.
But we might see a human heart. Okay, so we do see an X-ray.
Now here's a human heart.
There it is.
One of nature's masterpieces.
Yeah, I figured.
This tireless organ the poets sing about, this seat of love and compassion.
Oh, stop touching it!
Weighs only about 3/4
Oh,
of a
God,
pound.
no!
But the work it turns out is almost incredible. How long would
Okay,
you
it's
say
over.
it takes your heart to pump a quart of blood?
You can come back
Just
now.
standing around like this.
A quart? Oh, a couple of minutes, I guess.
You're way off. Normally, the heart will pump a quart of blood in just about 10 seconds.
Damn.
In 10 minutes, it would fill the gas tank of your car. And in 10 hours, it would fill a gas truck.
Given that it's the 1950s, I'll bet somebody tried that. We need to drill humans for oil.
Just 10 days, it could fill the average home swimming pool.
But why would you, though? They came up with these examples and absolutely no thought into like for science. Vampire summer party? Hell yes.
In 10 years, this living pump, only as big as your fist, would completely fill 2 ocean-going oil tankers.
Holy smoke.
I don't believe it.
Damn.
Neither do I.
Ah!
Astonishing, but true. Now watch this amazing little pump.
They did it
in
again.
slow motion. Your heart's the strongest and toughest muscle.
I'll let you know when it's
Not as
done.
big as your fist or your paw, and it weighs less, but it does as much work as all the other muscles put together, and it never gets tired.
Heart jump scare. It's kind of cool, though.
Well, what makes...
Okay, I think it's done. Jeez. This might have been a bit much to spring on a bunch of students, like, without warning. Maybe. Maybe. I had science classes that involved, like, dissections and stuff, though, so, like... I don't know if this would be too weird. Wobbly, oh my goodness. Wobbly, did you finish your subathon?
It's okay. All the slurs toughened him up emotionally.
Oh god. Tsuchinoko real. That's a chumby snake. Segmenting is still a foot a day. All right. Heckin'. Well, welcome on in, y'all. We're watching Hemo the Magnificent, part of the Bell Laboratories science collection, which is a science video from 1959 or so, talking about blood. They have shown a human heart, though, so I don't think they're going to do it again, but it is possible we will see a real human heart in here, so... Asking about balls? What about them? Pretty Pink Pansy, thank you so much for the follow, my fur and whiskers. Gosh. This wasn't that bad. Prefer to never see it again, but I didn't start cold sweating, pass out, and almost vomit. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. It's educational. Felix, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. But yeah, if you'd prefer not to see that, just be aware.
50s child. Wow, I wasn't ready for that. I need a smoke and a drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we just learned how circulation works and how often and how much a heart pumps. Also, keep an eye out because we've already seen the voice actor of Winnie the Pooh. And Mel Blanc is in here, so...
It'll work anyway.
You mean the heart? What
there might be
makes
some
it
more
beat in the first
voices
place?
we recognize.
Well,
We don't really know, do we, Doc?
no, we don't know. We can't consciously make it stop or start. But we know something about what makes it go faster or slower. Remember Professor Anatomy's heart with the 4 rooms and the 4 little muscles?
Yeah.
This muscle man that works the right arm.
The Italian little muscle man.
Through nerves like telephone wires, he's connected directly to the head man and the lower brain. And in turn, he controls the other 3 muscles with telephone lines of his own. He sets the pace. That's why we call him the pacemaker.
I think this is relatively true. I think this is still accurate, as far as our understanding goes.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
One wire,
Kind
the
of.
sympathetic nerve it's called, carries the go faster signal. It's been referred to as the whip or the giddy up nerve. The other, the vagus nerve, is the reins or whoa, slow down wire.
Emotional excitement, like watching a prize fight, or having an argument, or falling in love. Stimulates the giddy up nerve. The pacemaker speeds up the heartbeat.
I'm learning a lot.
Whoa, slow down wire.
Emotional excitement, like watching a prize fight.
I'm learning a lot, though. Like, you know, culturally.
Or having an argument, or falling in love. Stimulates the giddy up nerve. The pacemaker speeds up the heartbeat. On the other hand, rest or sleep brings the whoa, slow down vagus nerve into action. Slower. A lie detector is based in part on changes in the heart rate due to emotional stresses under questioning.
So, I think most of this is true. The vagus nerve can get stimulated by other means too, which can cause you to pass out. It happened to my cat. Rocky was gonna have a hairball, so he was like, bleh, bleh, and I'm like, no, not on the rug, and so I pick him up to carry him off the rug, and yeah, he fell the fuck over. Because he tripped his vagus nerve by throwing up. A vasovagal response, yes. Oh no, Rocky. Oh, he was fine. He was just fine. Like, you don't want to do that often. But yeah, he was totally okay. And I have been more careful about it after that. Lie down for like an hour? Oh gosh.
Hey, would you look at that?
And
Hey, it's
another
Bugs Bunny.
most important automatic control of the heart rate is for the protection of our brain.
Oh, wait till you get this. This'll really be news to you.
The brain cells have priority over everything else when it comes to blood supply. If pressure to the brain is too high, it might rupture small blood vessels, damaging or killing some of the brain cells, which could result in a stroke.
Yeah, you don't want that.
If the pressure's too low, the brain isn't getting enough food and oxygen. Fainting occurs. To maintain a constant blood pressure to the brain, there's a beautiful little device called a barostat, which controls pressure just as a thermostat controls heat. If pressure increases, it sends a message to the reflex center in the brain.
Pressure going up.
Roger. Slow down, pacemaker. You want to kill us?
Nuts. Relax, fellas. Dupe. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Scruffy, the janitor.
Pressure too low.
Speed up. You want to starve us?
Make up your mind. Pick it up, fellas. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Actually, let me show you. Come over here and lie down, will you?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this little pressure governor in our necks, right here, one on either side, this little pressure governor for the discovery
watch
of which
as I choke this man out.
Dr. Heinlein of Belgium received the Nobel Prize. This little governor keeps us from fainting when we suddenly stand up from a sitting or lying down position. Now, as we stand up, gravity pulls the blood downward into our legs, reduces the blood
Leggies.
pressure in the brain. But the barostat instantly increases the heart rate to help build pressure back up to normal.
You mean just standing up on my hind legs makes my heart go faster?
Yeah, for a few seconds it does.
I don't believe it. Squat. Stand up.
Now here, watch
He's
this.
right. It does go faster.
What'd I tell you?
Yeah.
That squirrel sounds like Bugs Bunny. It's Mel Blanc. That is Bugs Bunny, yeah.
My heart beats fast sometimes when I don't move, like when I hide from a lion.
Well, that's different. That's caused...
That voice is also really familiar. Doc Markev, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers.
mainly by another kind of
That's fucking Rudolph? Oh, shit.
message to the heart, a hormone.
What?
Well, a hormone. It's produced by the adrenal gland, a sort of chemical messenger that travels in the blood.
You make a what?
This may give you an idea. Roll 13.
Lion.
Light waves flash lion to the deer's eyes. The eyes flash lion electrochemically to the brain. And the brain sounds the red alert.
General quarters. Lion.
Down a nerve goes the mobilization order to the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland shoots out a chemical messenger into the bloodstream, and he takes the message to the heart.
Get
That's cute.
going! Lion! Oh, drop dead. Relax, fellas. A lion. A lion! Get going! 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
The
We've got a
lie.
lot of little messengers like that running around in us, haven't we, Doc?
Oh, yes. Chemical regulators, we call them, when we experience fear, anger, worry, disease, any kind of stress.
You left me with a lion.
Saw you hiding, huh?
Yeah, but I thought he'd hear my heart pounding.
Yeah, mine too. I think I swallowed a drum sometimes.
So what makes that boom boom sound, Doc?
That's called a lub
Well, that's
dub.
the heart sounds. We call them lub-dub.
Jim, roll a lub-dub reel, will you?
The lub is vibration caused by the contracting ventricles and the slamming of the front doors. These valves here. Now, the second sound, the dub, is the sound made by the closing of these two valves. The slamming shut of the two back doors, as Professor Anatomy might say. Here's how these valves work in a real heart. It's photographed by Dr. Carl Klassen of Ohio State University.
Wah.
Lub-dub.
Wah.
Lub-dub. The beat of life.
Ah, we're seeing it again.
Rhythm. It beats in babes before they're born. It beats in eggs before they're hatched. In creatures huge
Oh, to have 4 cartoon animals pumping my heart
or
with strings.
microscopic, nature beats creation's rhythm.
Ah!
Mystery and the wonder of life. It beats in hearts completely removed from the body.
Why would you do that?
Even beats in pieces of this never say die.
Why would you do that?
Such is the courage and integrity of your heart.
Oh, the 1950s.
Gee, hearts has got guts, ain't they?
Sure have. I got 2 of them.
2 hearts.
I can feel another one right here in my foot.
No, that's your...
Uh-huh.
Le heart, yes, it pum. Even dab nuit do a lub dab. Tito.
Look at all these disembodied hearts illustrating the miracle of.
And the pieces part was disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry they keep showing hearts.
Pulse, Ninny.
Why, what?
Your pulse. The thing they take when you... Well, you tell them, Doc.
What you feel is your blood spurting through your artery.
Uh-oh, more plumbing. Let's go.
Oh, no, Hemo. This is fun.
I'm learning something.
Hey,
Yay.
Poet, you losing your fans?
What's an artery, Doc?
You see, from the heart, the blood is pumped to
Nothing,
every
what's
inch
an
of the
artery with
body
you?
through strong elastic tubes
Wait.
we call arteries, sending traveling waves of surging blood through them, which we feel as pulse. Now here's the main artery, the aorta it's called, the big 1-inch freeway through which all the blood leaves the left side of the heart under high pressure. As almost everybody knows, the aorta branches out into smaller freeways, first to the heart itself, and the brain, arms, stomach, down to the legs and so forth. And these freeways branch out into hundreds of miles of smaller one-way streets and alleys until they get so tiny you can't see them with the naked eye. The blood starts fast at the heart and slows way
Aorta look into that one. Aorta do some research about that. God damn it.
down at the end of the microscopic artery. Beyond this dividing line, the tiny arteries become tiny veins.
To be fair, when talking about arteries, you are talking about plumbing, of course.
Because of much lower pressures. Almost a mirror image of the arterial flow away from the heart. Now, the important news about veins is the one-way valves inside them, which allow blood to flow toward the heart, but snap shut and stop any flow away from the heart. Now, when we lie down, there's enough pressure left at the end of the arteries to push the blood back to the heart through the veins. But when we stand upright, the veins in the lower part of the body need outside help to push the blood uphill. Since the veins are very thin, every time we move a muscle, the contraction squeezes the veins near that muscle.
Welcome back,
Since the blood can only go one way because of the valves, the muscle squeezes it on up toward the heart.
Isn't that something?
There's something suggestive about
Every
this.
time you move an arm or a leg or even make a face, you're squeezing veins and
Oh,
helping
dear.
to get blood back to the heart. Isn't that it, Doc?
That's right.
That's why you stretch after sleeping, to squeeze veins and get the circulation into high gear for daytime activities. That's why soldiers who stand at rigid attention for a long time often faint, keel over. Lack of muscle movement causes blood to collect in their legs, cutting down the necessary supply to their brains.
Deer and
That's why
Bird
it's
are
less
June
tiring to walk
Foray, Granny
than it
from
is to
Looney
stand
Tunes, among
still.
others. Interesting. That sounds right.
That's why your feet swell when you sit motionless for hours in a plane. That's also why people who spend a great deal of time on their feet sometimes have trouble with their leg veins. The constant weight of blood distends the leg veins so much the check valves pull apart and let the blood leak back down.
Ah, yes, elevator operators, as you all know. Of course. I'm sure y'all have experience with elevator operators.
I make a point of sitting down and putting my feet up every chance I get.
Fun, what was that man doing in a box with the lever?
Subject, but where does this magnificent hemo do most of his work? In the veins or in the arteries?
He does no work at all in the veins or the arteries.
Well, where does he do it?
He's lazy.
That's a good question.
He don't do shit.
But before I can go into that, I'll have to tell you something about blood itself.
Just a moment, brother scientists. So far, your chatter on plumbing has been elementary but harmless. But now that you've come to me, I refuse to listen further unless you first describe me in just 2 words.
Hot stuff. No, wait. Himboglobin. What is Hemo's deal? Hemo is a representation, a fictional representation of blood itself. Blood? Blood's good. I know the answer, though. It's seawater.
I can.
Never mind. Professor, mention the 2 key words, and I'll know you understand the poetry, the mystery, and the true meaning of blood. Otherwise, back to your plumbing.
Hey, Doc, he's trapping us. Do you know what the 2 words are? Oh, you do?
What's the password?
2 words that best describe you and connect you with the mystical origins and traditions of life are seawater.
Nailed it.
Seawater?
Quiet! Brother Research, my apologies.
Fucking idiot.
You mean he's right?
Listen to this learned man, and you'll hear a real tale.
Seawater?
Doctor, please tell them who I am.
Well, thank you. It's only a theory, of course.
This I gotta see.
But if you squeezed the human body as you would a sponge, you'd squeeze out some 30% of the body weight.
Now observe, as scientists have done that. We video recorded it. Oh God, please don't show this, though. I'm terrified they might show this. Not really, no. Tunnel-Loader, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you?
Percent of the body weight as about 6 gallons of free water, which we shall call body fluid. This squeezed out body fluid has a salt content of 1%. Tropical sea animals might exist in this aquarium of body liquid. Now the salts in seawater are like the salts in body fluid, as you can see. Although seawater today is 2 or 3 times saltier than body fluid. Some biologists account for this difference by saying that body fluids today represent the less salty composition of seawater as it was nearly 400 million years ago, when life emerged from the sea and began to crawl on land. At any rate, 1.5 billion or 2 billion years ago, life is presumed to have originated in the warmth of tropical waters as a minute, single-celled aquatic organism, something akin to the tiny living single cell we know today as the amoeba. This shapeless, jelly-like primeval cell absorbed its food and oxygen.
You get back in that lake, mister. You're the reason I owe taxes and have back pain. I find this fascinating. I don't know if this is still a prevailing... If this is still the prevailing understanding, but I think this is still pretty accurate.
Directly from the sea, and passed out its carbon dioxide and other wastes to the warm ocean. In the beginning, Hemo was the sea. Time crawled in those days.
Wait, that's really cute. Wait. The deer is clapping with her ears. I like that.
Time crawled in those days. There's been life on this planet
is this
for
real?
at least 1.5 billion years. Yet for hundreds of millions of those years, life is supposed to have existed as separate, one-celled, microscopic water animals. Then something wonderful happened. Obeying a great plan not given to us to know, groups of these cells came together to live as colonies, and new animals were born. But just as the early American colonials gathered in colonies behind stockades, yet each fed and clothed himself independently. So did the early colonial
boy.
cells exist independently. They hadn't learned to specialize yet. And each cell in these primitive organisms had to have individual contact with its great provider, the sea.
That could have been worse.
No little sea animal could be more than 2 cells thick in any of its parts. And that stymied their growth for a long time. The hydra is one of those early cell groupings. It was Y-shaped, 2 cells thick, and had an opening or primitive mouth through which the seawater could flow in and out to bathe and feed the inner cells.
Look at this little guy.
That was the crude beginning of internal circulation. Just as the early colonials specialized for the good of the community, some becoming carpenters,
Y'all need to stop with the colonies, though. I'm terrified as to where this is going.
weavers, while others raised the food, so did the cells in primitive sea animals begin to specialize. Some in telling others what to do, became the brain. Others in building, and became bone. Those interested in feeding became stomachs. While still others organized themselves into a pump and a closed circulating system to bring the precious fluid to the cells that were too deeply embedded in the body to have direct contact with the sea. New organisms could now be more than 2 cells thick, and they grew fast. About 400 million years ago, the first fish took form, thousands of cells thick, with a simple circulation system which is still in fish today. A low-pressure, 2-chambered heart with 1 ventricle, 1 auricle,
That's a cute
and 1
fish.
slow circulation which pumps blood, a specialized form of seawater, up to the gills for oxygen and directly to the body cells. And because their blood is cooled by outside water surrounding the gills, fish are cold-blooded. That is, their bodies have the same temperature as the water they swim in.
Check it and see.
When, for some reason known only to God, water animals first crawled out on land, they had to learn to breathe in air as well as...
This really underplays how fucking complicated single-cell life forms can be. True. I do feel like that's a little bit beyond the scope of the video talking about blood. So, like, I get it. If you're making, like... This is like a middle school educational video talking about blood. You could go infinitely deep talking about just single-celled life forms. So I get why they're brushing past a lot of it, but I don't know. I think they're doing all right.
Fish are 100% cold-blooded. You should have seen what they did to my brother. That was a closed casket funeral.
That's rough. Cytoplasm might be a good and very direct way to talk about it too. That is true.
in water. So, some of the internal cells organize themselves into a lung, through which blood could extract oxygen from air. The lungfish is an early example.
Lungfish.
Yeah, but what about frogs?
Amphibious animals like frogs, also cold-blooded, have a 3-chambered heart and 2 circulations. One to the lungs, the other to the body. But the 2 circulations are both pumped from 1 ventricle at medium speed and pressure, since the blood doesn't have to regulate their temperature. But as soon as the heart became a 4-chambered pump, 2 separate high-speed, high-pressure circulating systems became possible, and land animals could live entirely out of water at a constant warm temperature, regardless of their surroundings.
Oh, that's enough learning for one day, I think.
These land animals, whether they look like birds,
Well,
or bears, or baboons, are still
baboon.
composed of billions
Hyenas!
of cells that have to be bathed,
Look at them yeens.
fed, serviced, or as the great French physiologist Claude Bernard put it, kept in a constant internal environment in the same way their ancient predecessor, the tiny one-celled
Giraffes.
amoeba, was bathed in seawater. Only now, land animals have to manufacture their own kind of seawater in the form of blood and other body fluids.
Now, wait a minute, Doc, wait a minute. Are you trying...
I wonder how much we knew about osmotic pumps on a cellular level at this point. I do not know what the 1950s understanding of cellular respiration in general is. I don't think that's what was happening, Smebble. I think they were nursing, actually. It's a good reference, though. Yeah, I don't know what our understanding of, like, cellular respiration was, but I would be fascinated to know. I wish they did a video. I wish Bell Laboratories in the 1950s did another video about, about the cell. That'd be cool. They've got one called The Thread of Life, which I think is about DNA, so maybe.
Trying to say that I'm descended from some kind of sea gnat?
I don't remember that one.
You have a human spirit that separates you entirely from the animal world. But there's great mystery.
Now, hold on a second. Mr. Research. Hang on a sec. Quantify the human spirit for me. Where does that exist? What part of the body does that exist in?
And great wonder in the fact that our body, this temple of the spirit, is built of billions of highly specialized individual cells, like minute tropical sea animals that could only live in, well, say, Tahiti.
Feels like they're tiptoeing around creationism a lot during this
All
discussion of
humans are
animal
descended
development.
from Sea-Man,
So
the Dreamcast.
it is my understanding that creationism did not come into conflict with the scientific understanding of, like, evolution and biology until, like, the 1970s or 80s. And it was for completely political reasons. As far as I understand it, that was entirely for political gain.
Externally, your address may be in Ethiopia, Tibet, or Kansas City.
The human spirit doesn't just separate you from animals, but also from those filthy red bastard communists.
Mm-hmm. Scopes trial was 1925. This was actually a discussion for a while. I believe it was much more fringe, though. I do think there were people who were creationists who were trying to generate conflict with evolutionists, but I think they were very few and far between until much later, when it became politically advantageous to do so in order to drum up support for the church, partially against desegregation, and then again when there was a gay rights movement. Completely coincidentally, I'm sure.
But internally, we're all basking in the warm waters of the South Sea Isles. Thanks to Hemo the Magnificent, whom the poet Goethe described as that entirely wonderful sap.
Please.
So you see, Mr. Hemo, bit by bit, we've come to know that your job is to play seawater to our body.
The church making power plays? Say it isn't so, Bun.
Wait a minute. Does he... Okay, so Hemo's got, like, a big heart. And he's got, like, the red blood and, like, the darker blood. So wait a minute. This motherfucker is literally full of himself. He's got blood all up in him, though. Yeah. Nautilus, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out. No, but he has, though.
Cells.
Excuse me.
Oh, what's the matter, Turtle Boy?
Hemo's big job You don't do it in the veins, and you don't do it in the arteries. So where's he do it? Out in left field?
Brother Turtle, you're pretty sharp. Now I can see how you beat Mr. Rabbit in that famous foot race.
Oh, well, I just...
Cheated.
All right, but you pay close attention. Believe it or not, Mr. Hemo...
That's where I go to learn science? It sure is. We're learning about blood.
does all his great work in this thin line that separates the arteries from the veins, in the capillaries. Tiny little blood tubes, too small to see with the naked eye.
Turtle does have
You
a
remember
classic
the little
Looney Tunes
primitive
voice.
sea animals were only 2 cells thick because each cell had to have contact with seawater? Well, our bodies are so crisscrossed with billions of capillaries that except in our bones and eyeballs, not one of our cells is more than 2 cells away from the nearest capillary. In just the tip of your little finger, you have thousands of capillaries. This illustration might help.
No way.
Here's the end of one of the billions of tiny arteries, branching off into several capillaries, which are surrounded by customers, the muscle cells. Passing slowly through, the blood services the customers, then collects in a tiny vein and hurries on back for a new load of food and oxygen.
These capillaries are only about 1/50th of an inch long, and so fine that red cells, only 1/3000th of an inch, have to squeeze through in single file. A bundle of 50 capillaries is still finer than a human hair.
The walls of the capillaries are only 1 cell thick, and it's through the chinks in this thin wall that Hemo serves his customers.
Oh, can we pick a different word? Can we say gaps in the cell? Can we say gaps in the capillary? I don't need somebody from the 1950s using that word. I know I didn't mean it for that, but like, feels bad. Feels gross. There is an anime about this, actually. I also like this little oxygen guy. This is cute.
With food and oxygen, like a grocery man, and takes out the waste products like a garbage man.
Oh, that's cute.
Now, a very important key figure in this whole goings-on is this little...
We did not finish Echo Knight. I played a bit of it, and then I died and had not saved in a while. So I thought I would watch a fun science video instead, because I enjoyed this last time. This was great.
Little gatekeeper muscle here in the tiny artery that feeds each of the billions of capillaries. Most of the time, he opens and closes according to the local needs of his alley of customers. If they need service, he opens up and lets Hemo come in to do his grocery man, garbage man act. Service over, he closes down again. In a muscle at rest, only about 1% of the capillaries are open at any one time. But in a very active muscle, they all open up.
But Doc, doesn't Mr.
That's kind of fascinating that they it's interesting that the way they depict this is that a cell at rest is letting blood flow, and that it takes effort from the muscles in order to stop it. I feel like they're doing that out of accuracy to the material.
But Doc, doesn't Mr.
They could have had it just a guy flip a switch one way or the other and not have any like effort involved. So
Keeper muscle also take orders from the central government, from Mr. Big up here in the brain?
Yes, sir. Through nerves, telephone lines. In case of an emergency or if blood is urgently needed elsewhere,
Wilco!
The brain orders Mr. Gatekeeper to stay closed.
Dispatcher!
Takes effort for muscles to maintain contracted even when still. Yeah. Yeah.
Close down,
I
sphincter.
believe that's cute.
X315J10.
Oh, goody, boss. X315J10. Close your little cap.
Everybody knows this what this guy's doing, right? Everybody's familiar with a switchboard operator. That's a thing that we have. I think everybody's talked to somebody who does this, right? This might be the job your next door neighbor has.
Scratching my chin at this depiction of what is clearly central planning.
Switchboards are cool.
Larry, or else.
And Mr. Gatekeeper stays closed.
What?
Shut up. Boss says no.
No matter how loud his local customers yell for service.
Yeah, but if you can't see the caparelli, how you gonna know all this stuff?
Ah, more magic. Roll 16. Now, Mr. Turtle, these are microscopic scenes of the actual blood flow in live bats, frogs, and hamsters, as taken by Doctors George P. Fulton and Brenton R. Lutz of Boston University, and by Doctors Paul A. Nickel and
Look at
Richard
him
L.
go.
Webb of Indiana University. To the sharpest naked eye, all this would be invisible. This is a minute, highly magnified artery branching into smaller arteries. The blood still travels pretty fast here. In a moment, you'll see it slow way down in the capillaries. Notice the pulsing flow as the heart pumps Mr. Hemo into billions of these ever-branching, ever-smaller microscopic arteries.
It's one heck of a mouthful for a citation, but props for doing the cite at all in dialogue. Absolutely, yes. They've actually been... These videos are pretty darn good at... not just citing their sources, but crediting a lot of scientists, no matter where they're from or what they're doing. Like, it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's pretty sick. It's pretty cool.
Now we're down to the finest of arteries, where you can...
Like, there's a lot of humor to take from these, like, videos, obviously. Like, these are 1950s science educational videos, but they're pretty good when it comes to the information. They're willing to say, here's what we know, here's what we don't know yet, and here's what we theorize. And also, I think the animation and acting are all really cute in these.
See the individual red cells, little flat concave
They're
discs.
actually quite good.
And branching off is the tiniest of all blood vessels, the capillary.
Capillary?
So thin, the blood cells have to go through in single file.
Humor
Surrounding the
vitreous
capillary
rockeries.
are the customers, the muscle cells, which Hemo services.
I don't think they're gonna talk about humor theory in here.
After traveling through the capillary, now remember it's only about a 50th of an inch long, Hemo collects in tiny veins, which join up into larger veins, which flow into still larger veins, as Hemo races back to the heart and lungs for a new load of food and oxygen. Now let's get back to the capillaries, where the main show takes place. Here's where the magnificent Hemo does his stuff.
What? That's not in the video. The YouTube uploader, like fucking... Recorded over another thing, yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find... There was another upload of this, but like...
The bell...
Find where we're at, maybe. Is this pirated? This is 70 years old.
Vessels, the capillary. So thin, the blood cells have to go through in single file. Surrounding the...
I think it was just past here.
Which join up into larger veins, which flow into still larger veins,
okay,
as Hemo races back to the heart and lungs for a new load of food and oxygen. Now let's get back to the capillaries, where the main show takes place. Here's where the magnificent Hemo does his stuff.
Okay. It's just the other video.
Everything else in the circulation system, heart, arteries, veins, are all designed for just one purpose: to take Mr. Hemo to and from his work.
Still protected by copyright, which is weird. I'm showing this for educational purposes as a transformative work.
In the capillaries. And here's a key actor in the show: the donut-shaped sphincter muscle. The gatekeeper that opens or closes the capillary on orders from his muscle customers or from the head man in the brain. Here's another gatekeeper. There are billions like him, probably the most important muscle in your body, yet you can't see him without a high-powered microscope. Now watch this one close down. Service is open. This very choosy gatekeeper is letting the red cells in one at a time. Remember, these red cells are so tiny, a row of 3,000 of them laid flatwise would measure just 1 inch.
And you know what we should watch sometime is Fantastic Voyage. I remember that being a lot of fun. It's like a 1970s film about like a group of scientists that get shrunk down to go inside the president's body. It's fun.
Now watch how beautifully this character controls the number of red cells going into his capillary. Now over on the other end of the capillaries, in the tiny veins, there's another gatekeeper valve that, well, it's still a big mystery to us.
See what I mean? Like, I really like that they're able to be like, hey, here's a thing that we don't know yet. Maybe one day we will.
In dozens of research centers all over the world, scientists are burning the midnight oil, trying to find out why, when, and what makes this strange little muscle open and close. Now, Mr. Turtle, what do you think of that?
Gee, I wish I was a scientist.
Yeah, Hemo. Why don't you ever show us magic things like that?
Hemo can't. He's a poet.
Friends, you might as well know it. The magic of knowledge and reasoning is only for humans.
Mr. Hemo, we only wish it were magic. Nobody's born with knowledge. It has to be acquired with
they're showing the heart again.
Added to and passed on. Every doctor, every scientist, every nurse, student, technician that ever lived
I think it's
has enriched the future by adding his or her 2 cents worth to the common fund of human knowledge. Few of these people may win prizes, but the rest are rewarded with the greatest of all awards: personal satisfaction with their creative work.
Wish they'd stop doing that.
Are you saying science is an art?
Sure, it's an art. Thoreau once defined art as that which improves the quality of the day. Well, what's improved our daily lives more than science, huh?
What do you do around here?
Who, me? Well, I try to make things easier, I guess.
If you made things easier for me, you'd live longer.
He's right. Roll 21. Let me show you how right he is.
My God, our God.
We have 3 main body activities: thinking, eating, and moving, represented by...
That's all it is.
And that,
that's all it is.
Is why grad students live in poverty just like artists.
You're thinking, eating, and moving. Oh, this is cute, actually. I think I know what he's going to talk about here, which is that blood prioritizes some of these things over others, which is why if you've eaten a large meal, a lot of your blood flow is going to your stomach, which makes it harder to exercise. Likewise, you'll be less hungry if you've been working out or expending... if your blood is in your muscles, it's going to be going less to your stomach, and you'll feel less hungry.
Brain, stomach, and muscles. Each has its separate blood supply. Now, if all 3 functions were going full blast at the same time, all the capillaries in the body would be open. To fill them, we'd need 10 times as much blood and a heart 10 times as big to pump it around.
Yeah.
But this would be a big waste, because we don't think, eat, and run at the same time.
Television writers do.
Yes, but normal people have a wonderful mechanism that cuts down blood flow to parts of the body that are not going full blast, diverts it to the organs and muscles that are working.
You're exercising to probably regulate.
Now, as we've seen, at the end of each of the microscopic arteries, just ahead of the capillaries, there's a small muscle that acts as gatekeeper or flow controller. Each has his own private nerve line to the brain. And upon orders from the dispatcher in the brain, each of the billions of tiny gatekeepers, here represented by one only.
I feel like I want to switch back to the other video. Because this one's like so zoomed in, it's like cutting it off.
Your veins, as hemo races all over the world. Scientists are
body that are not going full blast, diverts it to the organ.
Okay.
Conversely, if we run, exercise, governing cells must be no.
Okay. It was temporary. For some reason, there was just a music video in the middle of this.
Ahead of the capillaries, there's a small muscle that acts as gatekeeper or flow controller. Each has his own private nerve line to the brain. And upon orders from the dispatcher in the brain, each of the billions of tiny gatekeepers,
now we can see the
here
whole
represented
image.
by one only, will open or close his own particular valve. Now for the open position, which is normal, the gatekeeper
I
muscle
can't
just
entropy, but my
relaxes.
keyboard's all the way over there.
When signaled to close down
I'm
his
holding my
capillary,
key.
the gatekeeper has to apply constant pressure or the valve will spring open. Now first, the brain. Whether we're thinking hard or just daydreaming, the brain valves are always open. No matter what the rest of the body is doing, these non-replaceable, non-repairable, VIP governing cells must be constantly supplied with a rich flow of hemo or goodbye body.
Yeah, at least some of us do. Not me, though. I don't think. I don't do any of that
Digesting
stuff.
a big meal, the digestive valves open wide, and the muscle valves are ordered to close.
All
Conversely,
tummy and
if we
muscle.
run, exercise, work hard, the muscle valves open, and the digestive system is mostly closed.
What about eat and run guys like me? What happens to us?
Well, several things and all bad. The brain has top priority, but muscles have priority over digestion because muscles mean survival. You fight, you run with them.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you've just finished a 7-course dinner, the works. Your abdominal valves are wide open.
The works.
About a quarter of your blood is racing through the digestive capillaries, while the muscle gatekeepers get the red stay closed light.
Yeah, but Doc, suppose I get up from a big meal and I run or I go swimming, or suppose my girl insists on doing a fast polka. What then?
Well, have a good time, because the brain dispatcher will do his duty, even though he knows you're off
This is why you get a tummy ache if you go swimming after eating.
your trolley. He orders the digestive gatekeepers to close down and the muscle gatekeepers to open up, since they now have priority, leaving the stomach holding the bag with a big meal it can't digest.
This is
For
what
which
most
it
people in
complains
Wonderland
bitterly by
watch.
giving you indigestion.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, kinda. You know, for funsies.
But if the girl's pretty, it's worth it.
You mean they don't sleep after eating?
What's indigestion?
Means you're civilized.
Doc, since we're all human, doesn't our brain dispatcher ever make mistakes in sending messages to the capillaries?
Oh, yes. Just as a quarterback occasionally balls up signals. Do you watch boxing matches?
Prize fight, sure. Boxing matches.
The next time you see a knockout, remember that it's balled up signals that are doing the knocking out.
You're kidding.
No. A boxer's blood is mostly flowing through his active muscles. Practically no blood in his stomach and intestines. A hard blow to the chin smashes the jawbone back against the brain dispatch center, blitzing communications to the capillaries. And things happen fast. The closed signal to stomach gatekeepers goes dead. They relax. Unattended valves spring to normal, open position, and bingo. About a third of his blood just pours into millions of empty abdominal capillaries. The blood pressure takes such a sudden nosedive, the VIP brain cells pass out from lack of blood. The fighter loses consciousness. He drops
kinda
like
gruesome.
a log, and the referee starts counting. 1, and the crowd goes mad. 2. If the brain dispatcher
I don't think I want to watch boxing.
straightened out before the count of 10, he frantically signals the abdominal gatekeepers to close down, and the blood is quickly diverted back to the brain and muscles. Blood pressure goes up again. Brain cells come to...
Who hit me?
The fighter staggers to his wobbly feet and has at it again.
So that's what happens when the guy I bet on gets flattened. I always thought it was the same as shock.
No, it isn't shock. This is knockout. Shock's different, and shock, Mr. Hemo, is one of the many things we still don't know about you. Some experts think that in shock, our regulating mechanism breaks down under too heavy a stress. Everybody knows that too big a load will make a mule lie down, or a car clunk out, or a fuse blow. Anyway, shock usually occurs...
I'll bet we understand this better now. I'm not educated enough to speak on that, though. I don't actually know. Huh. I could find out, though. Hang on a sec. Let me look this up real quick. Let me look this up real quick. I'll bet this is a thing we know now. Circulatory shock. Here we go. Okay. Insufficient blood flow to tissues of the body resulting from the circulatory system. Signs and symptoms. Cause. Shock is triggered by a serious allergic reaction known as anaphylactic shock. Shock triggered by severe dehydration or blood loss is known as hypovolemic shock, and caused by sepsis is known as septic shock. Divided into 4 main types: hypovolemic, distributive, cardiogenic, and obstructive. Okay, so it turns out it's actually a bunch of different things. Okay. So it could be caused by fluid loss, ineffective pumping due to heart damage, blood flow to or from the heart, abnormal flow within the blood vessels. Bruni shock. It doesn't say a lot about what causes it, though. Prognosis. Oh, here we go. Don't forget future shock. It's not uncommon in medicine. One thing turned out to be a bunch of very different things. Yeah, definitely. Especially in, like, psychology. Prior to World War I, there were several competing hypotheses behind the pathophysiology of shock. The most well-regarded was 1989, George Kreil. Shock was quintessentially defined as a state of circulatory collapse due to excessive nervous stimulation. I think that's the one that they're going with here. Other competing theories include the assertion that prolonged vasoconstriction led to the pathophysiological signs and symptoms of shock. In 1972, Hinshaw and Cox suggested the classification system for shock, which is still used today. Okay. An increase in permeability of the capillaries in response to trauma or toxins was responsible for many clinical manifestations of shock. Alright. So, we didn't have the current classifications until 1972. This video is from 59. So let's see what they're gonna say.
When our body is subjected to a sudden and extremely heavy stress, say from a serious injury, or a severe burn, or even during a major operation.
57? Okay.
We're pretty sure that in some way, somewhere in the circulating system, a goodly portion of our 1.5 gallons of hemo gets trapped and stops circulating. You might say the result's the same as if one suddenly lost half of his blood. There's a decrease in blood flow back to the heart. The heart shrinks, and the blood pressure goes way down. The critical brain supply gets so low, the brain cells begin to starve, shortly to die. Millions of people used to die from shock. Today, we save most of them. We may not know the exact cause, but we know a good treatment. A quick transfusion with emphasis on the quick. For a few minutes can mean life.
So that's not terrible. I do like that they said we don't completely understand this, but here's some of our theories. We save most of them. That's still true today, I think. But this is, I believe, one of the types of shock.
For death to the
We
brain
just
cells.
understand that
That's
there's
why helicopters fly the
different
wounded.
causes now.
That's why traffic stops for ambulances. That's why, during an operation on a patient whose blood pressure drops too low, he's given a transfusion, adding outside blood to raise the pressure up to where the brain cells can remain alive, giving time for the trapped blood to become untrapped, put back in the
Animals will get to
normal
share this
circulation
knowledge with
again.
their brethren.
These are just a few of the highlights in what little we know of the story of blood in circulation, Mr. Hemo. But the unsolved mysteries are...
I feel like those animals aren't even going to understand this because knowledge, learning, and logic are the purview of the spirit of man.
Legion. A few examples. What is health? How does the body protect itself as a whole? We don't know. What causes hardening of the arteries, or high blood pressure, or anemia? We just don't know. Is each person's blood slightly different from all others? Might be. What is a fever? We don't know that. And this one's got us all scratching. An automobile changes chemical energy into mechanical movement by burning fuel and oxygen in its cylinders. Well, a muscle does this too. But how? In living cylinders?
We didn't know about cellular respiration. Oh my gosh. We didn't know about ATP? The Krebs cycle? Oh my goodness. We may never know how a car works. Neat. I think we've solved a lot of these, actually. By solved, I mean understand a lot more of now than we used to. Active transport was purely theoretical at this point. We had no idea about membrane transport proteins at all. Interesting. Huh. Fascinating. It's okay, Doc. I don't know shit either.
And get this for ignorance. How long is life? How long might a person live if his body cells were untouched by disease? 100 years? 200?
They're all riddles that challenge the spirit of man. And there are hundreds of others. But the men of science will solve them, Brother Hemo. Someday.
Sure you will. What better way to love thy neighbor than to heal him? I've got my little set job, and my little animal friends have theirs. But we're limited. Man's not limited.
It's doing the music again. Why? What the fuck?
Okay, smart guys, if you were so enthusiastic about smoking, how come those commie Cubans have a lung cancer vaccine?
Go again. I'm switching videos. Oh my god. Assume it's copyright deadlock? I don't know how it could be. Like, what is the music in here? Maybe it's just for fun.
I've got my little set job, and my little animal friends have theirs.
Yeah, their job is to be food, honestly. For the most part.
But we're limited. Man's not limited. Your creation's favorite. You can imagine, reason,
Most things are.
dream, create. You know right
Wait a minute.
from wrong.
Hold on a sec.
To use these divine gifts is your job.
Wait a minute. Was that a Jesus?
All
This is for
nature's
us,
waiting to see
Chris,
how
our creation's favorite.
You're
True.
right, brother writer. Research into nature's mysteries could well become the most rewarding and far-reaching of all the arts. One of your greatest physicists, Max Planck, said that over the temple of science should be written the words, "Ye must have faith." Your great apostle Paul wrote to his new church in Thessalonica, "Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good." A scientist says, "Have faith." A saint says, "Prove all things." Together, they spell hope.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't dislike that. Huh. I don't hate that. Huh.
Dream big
That's the heart again.
from your heart.
Well, okay. But is this religious?
The Bell telephone system takes.
And
Not
that's
particularly.
Why no communist countries ever managed to accomplish anything scientifically impressive ever. The end.
Those godless commies. So it's the 1950s, and this is definitely before like Christianity was big into anti-intellectualism. Like I said, that was done for political expedience, generally by like evangelical or prosperity gospel churches towards like, I don't know. They became much bigger in the 80s. But yeah.
Pride in bringing you this program in its series of shows on
Science.
We acknowledge our gratitude to the distinguished Board of Advisors covering the broad range of modern science. Biology and genetics, medicine, bacteriology and botany, chemistry, geophysics, physics,
Honestly, I think this was probably before we were even particularly
Anthropology.
political about Islam.
mathematics,
As Americans, yes. Yeah, that probably happened in the 2000s, honestly. As a species though, the Crusades were, you know,
engineering.
a thing.
For the program you have just seen, our thanks to the special advisors who have suggested and checked scientific material. We are indebted to all these men and to many institutions for the generous support they have given this venture in public education through entertainment.
Anyway, this is Bell Telephone Laboratories science videos. Men, not a lot, not, yeah, women getting kicked out of academia a lot in this era. Not great. Love to have a reboot of the series in modern day. Me too. It feels like there's a lot of really interesting information in these that's like kind of a celebration of how far science has come. And it's so different. It's so different than what companies are trying to do nowadays. Like the Bell Telephone Company was like, hey, we're just going to pay out a bunch of money for like animators and stuff because we want a system that teaches kids that science is cool. Which is wild. And nowadays every company is like, oh, no, we need to invest in making people dumber. People too smart. We gotta stop that. It's the late stage capitalism. Yeah, I was listening to Knowledge Fight, and it's fascinating hearing Alex Jones talking about Russia putting a nuclear satellite in orbit and going, no, it's okay. Russia's cool. Russia's good though. No, Putin knows what he's doing. You know what's bad though? America's been putting evil laser satellites in orbit since the 1950s. And it's like, 20 years ago, if you had said America bad, Russia cool though, when they're putting like nuclear satellites in orbit, you would be out of the right wing. The right wing would murder you. You would have no career anymore. That would be poisonous, right? That would be a wild fucking thing to say. Like, in 2000. Man's career would be gone. Yeah. It's weird that nowadays that's just doing that. And it's just been like the last decade where they're like, no, America bad, Russia great. And I think it's just because Russia realized that the right wing, their entire belief system is based on if they get paid. They're just like, oh yeah, for money? No, Russia's great. They will just believe whatever somebody will pay them to. I feel like. Surprised the American government didn't put lasers in space. There were several
Honestly, I think it's fascinating
experiments
that on the
into that.
right now there are both people who think Russia is somehow secretly communist still, and also people who think we're secretly communist now and Russia has it right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Really weird. Yeah, Tucker Carlson interviewed Putin, who made a fucking mockery of him. I don't understand. It's so dumb. Operation Star Wars or whatever it was called under Reagan. Yeah, Star Wars was under Reagan. Part of that was like the Excalibur project, where they were looking at either lasers from space or using lasers to create a vacuum that would allow them to launch a two-part nuclear system similar to the trigger, like the gun trigger mechanisms in old nuclear bombs that you would just be able to drop from orbit. But yeah, none of that worked. It was all it turned out to all be shit. and just a bad idea in general. Yeah. Yeah. It's bad. It's dumb. Jeez. So that's why we didn't do it. Lasers are difficult to use as weapons against hard targets, or most targets, yeah. That's why we use lasers. We do use lasers in defense, but they're missile interception systems. We use them to blow up missiles before they hit us, because you can fire a laser and it'll get there faster than the speed of light. So it can intercept a missile moving quickly, and it can heat it up to the point that it detonates. Theoretically. And even that's, yeah, incredibly difficult. Satellite managed to stay up. I had fun learning about science. I thought it was pretty cool. Faster than light? I'm sorry, I meant the speed of light. I meant equal to the speed of light. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. The science side of the military technology in Gundam? No, I don't know anything about Gundam, except I watched Gundam, G Gundam. Which was great. If the missile is moving towards the light, maybe it's faster. The net velocity, depending on your relative position, might be. You could maybe make that work. Thanks to time dilation and relativity, it's not no. Speed of light is the same from all reference points. Correct, but if it's moving towards an object that is moving, the net speed would be both of those added together, right? Not the actual speed, just the net. No? Okay, I'm just stupid. Distance is shrinking, nothing's moving faster. Oh, I know. Yeah. I know, obviously nothing is moving faster.
What fool is trying to use a net to catch light? Limes no.
True. Speed would be the same. The wavelength of the light would contract, i.e. blue shift. Okay. I am just not an expert of things that function as waves. Ugh.
To catch light in a net, you need a net positive.
Oh my goodness. As funny as humanities. True. Oh my goodness. So I'm working on a YouTube video. It's a wave or a particle depending on if you're looking or not. The fact that quantum particles collapse into oh god. From probabilities into particles is just wild. I don't understand waveform collapse. Who are we gonna go hang out with tonight? What are we gonna go do? We talk about science. We just got done watching science, I'm sorry. They showed way too much of a human heart. Just a little bit too much of a human heart, though. It was cool. That's what we should do. Alright, I found it.
Speaking of catching light, the word for electricity comes from the Greek word electron, meaning amber. Amber used to believe it could catch light by being rubbed.
Huh. Interesting. Can I post a link? Yeah, sure. When light approaches a black hole, it has the same speed. It does! So here's a fascinating thing. So light is a particle that functions as a wave. But neither of those things... Ow. Particles are not affected by gravity. Light is unaffected by gravity, right? So how does a lensing effect occur or a black hole function in order to prevent light from escaping from it? And that's because while particles are not affected by light and they always travel in a straight line, space is. They're traveling through curved space because that's affected by gravity. Fascinating. Light is affected by gravity? It is essentially. But has no idea what he's talking about. Okay, fine. Alright, well, I'm just stupid then. Never mind.
Nerd. Never change Lime's love.
You thinking light shouldn't be affected because the light has no mass? Yes, exactly. Because space is affected by gravity, but massless particles are not. Got more right in the second half. Okay. Just stupid. Feel dumb.
Okay, this is something I think is really interesting. There is a Newtonian interpretation that says light should be affected by gravity, but the amount that it should be affected is not enough to explain what we see in Uriah.
Okay. What? Video I linked that goes to the double slit experiment. I thought, and I'm probably wrong here, but I thought at least part of the double slit experiment was proven to be observer bias, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I have no idea why you thought that. Yeah, I will have to figure it out.
Even if you don't feel smart, you are damn good looking, TL noted.
Aww. Medievalness, thank you for the follow, my bird whiskers.
Hey, now I gotta type really fast to get all this nerd shit out before the conversation moves on. Typos happen.
Proof light bends around gravitational wells like in the 50s? Yeah, probably. Although using a Newtonian understanding of gravity, whereas nowadays we use relativity seems to be slightly more accurate when it comes to calculating that. Newtonian's not wrong, it's just that it's derived from other mechanisms. I don't know how to make that. I have the right idea in my brain, I don't know how to word it. Newtonian physics describes the effect, whereas relativity explains the cause. It's less accurate, but at human scale, it's essentially correct. Right, yeah. First observation to prove it using relativity in 1919. That sounds right. Yeah, and I do think it's because of the bending of space-time, but I don't know.